In a world outside paradise, two brothers were born, Cain, the farmer, and Abel, the shepherd. Their story began in the shadow of Eden, where the land was both promise and challenge, and every day was a lesson in survival and hope. Cain worked the soil, his life bound to the earth, his hands roughened by the endless turning of seasons. He learned to read the language of the land, coaxing crops from stubborn ground, feeling pride in every harvest that fed his family. While Abel tended sheep, living gently among his flock, he found peace in the quiet rhythms of nature. Abel's days were filled with the soft sounds of animals and the open sky, his heart attuned to the needs of every creature in his care. Their days were shaped by different labors, each sunrise bringing new tasks and new challenges. The fields and the pastures demanded patience, strength, and a deep respect for the world around them. Yet, despite their differences, their bond as brothers was the first of its kind, a connection forged not just by blood, but by shared beginnings and dreams. Together, they pioneered what it meant to be family, learning from each other and supporting one another through hardship and joy. Their unity was a foundation for all who would come after. Each forging his own identity, Cain and Abel showed that there are many ways to walk through life, each path shaped by choice and circumstance. In their choices we see two ways of living, one through toil and harvest, where every seed planted is a hope for the future, and every crop reaped is a reward for hard work. The other through care and nurture, where tending to the vulnerable brings its own quiet fulfillment. Both paths were honorable, each requiring dedication and heart. But soon, their hearts would be tested, as the world around them changed and new challenges arose, challenges not just of work, but of spirit. The story of Cain and Abel is not just about work, or even about family. It is about the choices we make, the values we hold, and the struggles that shape who we become. Ultimately, it is about the intentions that drive us, the hopes, fears, and desires that guide our actions, and the legacy we leave behind. In the quiet dawn, two brothers approached their altars, each carrying the fruits of their labor. Cain, the tiller of the ground, brought an offering from his harvest, vivid fruits and vegetables, the result of many days' toil. Abel, the shepherd, came with a lamb, pure and unblemished, chosen with care from his flock. Both stood before God, presenting what they had worked for, but their hearts told different stories. Abel selected the very best of his sheep, offering it with a spirit of deep faith and genuine gratitude. His hands trembled not from fear but from reverence, as he gave what was most precious to him, trusting fully in God's goodness. Cain's offering, though it represented the sweat of his brow, was given without the same devotion. His heart was not fully in it. He gave out of obligation, not out of love or faith. God looked upon the two gifts. Abel's sacrifice, offered with sincerity and trust, was accepted. Cain's, lacking true devotion, was not. The difference lay not in what was given, but in the spirit behind the giving. One heart was open and humble, the other closed and indifferent. Abel's sacrifice was an act of true worship, a moment of connection with the divine. Cain's was a routine, a duty performed without passion or faith. God saw beyond the outward appearance, searching the depths of each brother's heart, and found in Abel a devotion that could not be hidden. This moment, heavy with meaning, would ignite a conflict between the brothers, a turning point that would echo through generations. Cain's anger grew when his offering was rejected. Jealousy twisted his heart, turning brotherly love into resentment. God warned Cain, "Sin is crouching at your door, you must master it." But Cain ignored the warning, letting anger rule him. He lured Abel into the field, and in a moment of rage, killed his brother. The first act of worship was followed by the first act of violence. The earth, once a source of life, now bore witness to tragedy. Cain's choice echoed through history, a warning of what unchecked anger can do. In the quiet aftermath of tragedy, God confronted Cain with a piercing question: "Where is your brother?" The weight of this inquiry echoed through the silence, demanding not just an answer, but a reckoning with the truth. Cain, overwhelmed by guilt and fear, denied responsibility. Yet the truth was undeniable, written in the earth and in his heart. His attempt to hide from the consequences only deepened his isolation. As punishment, Cain was condemned to wander, forever separated from the land he once cherished. The fields that once brought him comfort now became a reminder of his loss, and every step he took was shadowed by regret. Yet, even in the midst of judgment, God's compassion broke through. Instead of abandoning Cain to a fate of endless suffering, God marked him, not as a symbol of shame but as a sign of protection, a promise that he would not be destroyed by others. The mark was a quiet assurance of grace, a reminder that even those who fall can find mercy. It was a gesture that spoke of hope, even in the darkest moments. This ancient story warns us of the dangers of jealousy and unchecked anger, but it also reveals a God who does not abandon us to our failures. Instead, he offers a path to forgiveness and healing. We are called to be our brother's keeper, to choose compassion over resentment, and to reach out in love when it would be easier to turn away. Our actions can be a mark of mercy in the lives of others. In the end, the tale of Cain and Abel invites us to look inward, to examine our own hearts, and to walk a path of grace and reconciliation. It is a call to hope, reminding us that mercy can always find us, even when we feel lost.